TEAKWOOD.
Here we go. Hide your kids, hide your wife. It is time for Agreed. What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Desi Reigns.
I'm Rick.
And this is Agreed. I love how enthused you are every time we get on here.
Because you stopped us in the middle of a conversation. You're like, hold on. Like, bro, just hit record.
You're right. It's hard.
Go ahead.
So for the people,
I'm ready for this.
We be having conversations before the conversation is supposed to begin. And I've stopped like 3 conversations because we were about to go ham.
Bro, I'm
before
ready.
Pressing record.
I'm ready.
Also, if y'all haven't noticed, my screen is crisp out here.
Super crisp.
You see the pupils in my eyeballs, baby.
What technology do we owe this? I mean, I shouted out Epoch Cam last time. What are you how did you achieve your greatness? Yeah.
This is a Sony A6500 that we're recording off of, courtesy of my lovely wife, Ariana Reigns.
Very amazing. Thank you, Sony. Thank you, wife.
Thank you, wifey.
Thank you, Ari. We appreciate everything you do.
You hear me? No Cappington.
Ari does everything for us.
That's true. She gets us together. She pulls us apart when we're arguing too much. She is everything
She goes and gets food.
She does.
Show. But we've never done a segment where we order food and we try it, because I do not do ASMR.
One day we will. We're not gonna be on mic smacking, so I wouldn't call it ASMR, but we will do a taste testing video one of these days. Never smacking on camera, because I think that's weird. All this. That's good. We're not gonna do any of that.
Terrible, bro.
We're not gonna be doing any of that, but we could give you some clean reactions to like the Trap House wing spot.
Clean reactions.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, Jelly Bean. But what's up, brother? What's going on in your world? What's happening with you right now?
You haven't commented on my hair yet.
It looks amazing. What did you do different? Oh, you colored it.
Oh,
look at this man. See, I was thrown off because
no.
In the group chat you were talking about getting a bun, and I was looking at your hair like, I don't know. If
it's long enough that I just kind of jokingly in the mirror, I can pull it back a little bit and kind of put it into. It's getting that long.
Did you successfully bun it?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I hit up T and I was like, yo, I mean, I know you've done it before.
You know what, bro?
His hair is way longer than mine.
You could possibly bun it if you blow dried your hair.
Yeah, I've been trying to get friends to help me out with my hair for a minute, and we finally just, between me and my wife, her mom, we're like, we can do this. So.
Understood.
Which did it.
My wife is in the process of retwisting my hair right now. That
same effect that I just had with you, as far as like, I don't want you to be able to tell really, or, unless, or I can't, like, I don't want to be, standing out in the crowd, but when you get close, it's like, oh, okay, you got color in your hair. Okay.
Bruh, you need to go
Not
fully
like
blonde.
No.
It's time, bro. That's trendy.
So many. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly why I don't. You already know. Why would I want to do something that everybody's doing right now?
Come on, baby. Come on. It doesn't look too bad. It don't look too bad.
Yeah. Anyways.
Anyway.
No, thank you on the blonde. I'm straight, bro.
So outside of your hair, how's your week been, bro?
It's been good. Another week. Moving and grooving, doing the thing. Rehearsal for church.
Yep.
You know.
Did you not play at the Rialto with the guys and the gals?
No, because I have a new work schedule. So, and it's not.
Mondays are not free for you anymore.
I'm the new guy, so I kind of have to work right now. And
yeah, I get that. I get that.
Can't really take off when you first get at a new gig.
Yeah, you gotta work. So even when you're not working, they feel like you're still working.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, yeah.
I learned that from Suits. Have you ever watched Suits?
Which one is that one?
Suits is the show about the kid who's like a drug dealer. He's like on the run from the law, and he stumbles upon this law firm application interview thing, and he gets the job without a law degree, but he studied the law. He has a photographic memory, so he like once he sees it, he remembers it. Once he remembers it, he knows it forever.
What kind of show is this?
Bro, it's incredible.
On Fox?
On USA, bro. Meghan Markle. This is where she came from.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that's where, okay, interesting.
Yeah, bro. That show was actually really good.
Really good.
Really good, bro. I think you like it, honestly.
Who knew?
It's on Amazon Prime for the free ski if you got Prime.
Okay. I'll consider checking it out. Meghan Markle.
All right. Are we ready to get into the it shays or the deeper it shays?
Start exactly where you started.
You want to go Jussie Smollett? All right.
Yeah.
All right, let's go Jussie. Let's go Jussie.
Bro.
So he had his court case. He had his court date.
Right.
Well, they've concluded it so far. Apparently he's been found guilty.
Really?
5 counts, I think.
Of what?
5 or 6. Let me see. I should have had it pulled up already, but I'm a horrible journalist, so don't smack me with it. This coming straight from CNN. Jussie Smollett has been Jussie Smollett it's Dave Chappelle, has been found guilty of 5 counts of disorderly conduct for making false reports to police that he was a victim of a hate crime.
Wow.
In January 2019, he was acquitted on 1 count of felony disorder conduct.
Wow.
Federal disorderly conduct. Yeah, man. So he
paid those twins. That's what they're saying.
Now, that's where they landed. They landed on that he paid those twins, and they rehearsed the whole thing, and it was a whole hoax. But if you look into some of the details of the case, he said that he, of course, Jussie got on the stand himself, and testified on his behalf.
Remember what I said last week, everybody. Don't get on the stand.
Well, he did.
That's what they tell him not to do. I'm just saying that's what they say on the shows.
I think before we get into this, I just think there was no way, even at this point, even if there was a shred of hope that he was telling the truth, the information surrounding the case has been so heavily publicized that it's kind of tainted the minds of everybody involved. There's no juror that hasn't heard anything about this case, who hasn't been like affected or have an opinion about what's been going on and how the media has chosen to report it. I mean, it began as we all were trying to have his back.
Who's we? I didn't know any. I mean, look, listen. Same thing with the Kyle Rittenhouse thing. I don't know enough. If I don't know enough information about it, I can't be pro or against.
For sure, but we're not talking about just Rick. We're talking about the vast majority of people.
I don't know.
For sure. Rick is the most responsible human being on this earth. He does not make any snap decisions. We know that.
No, because he wrapped up a lot of people into it, bro.
For sure,
he got my sister. My sister was posting.
But initially, the world viewed this as a hate crime. Initially, and that's how they were reporting it.
That's what people would think when someone says this happened to me. They would not be lying. Yeah. You saw what Biden said? Biden and Jen Psaki?
No.
Yeah.
What did they say?
They, of course they said the same thing. Like, I mean, everybody's going to believe somebody when they say that something happened to them. So naturally, that's what happened. Yeah.
So I'm a little on the fence, and I've been on the side of Dave Chappelle and most of America when it comes to this. Like, you fake this. The contents of the case can't be real. You know what I'm saying? Like, all of it seems very made up. However, when Jussie took the stand,
yeah, what did he say?
He said that they had entered in, that he had solicited, he paid the twins to work him out because the creator of Empire was saying that he was gaining weight and that he needed to get it off. So he hired a trainer. And that's where the money came from. He hired the trainer to get him back in shape, and they sparked a romantic relationship.
Which trainer? One of the brothers.
One of the brothers.
Okay.
So that's where he's saying the money comes in, and they started a romantic relationship. Apparently, like, when they used to get together, they would have a good time. They would party and do some drugs and, the weeds, the cokes, and, and they would have a merry old time. And it happens that on one of these days, Jussie rented out a bathhouse for them privately. Not both of them, just one of them he had the romantic relationship with. But he rented out a private bathhouse for them, and they had a little sexy time with some drugs, and Buddy started to get paranoid or jealous that Jussie may have been messing around with other people or something like that. So he set this whole thing up.
The brother set it up against Jussie.
Against Jussie, yes. Yeah, take it in. Take it in.
I'm trying here. I'm trying. I'm really trying. I'm really trying to follow the logic here. Okay. So he's saying that even though he said to police that it was a hate crime, he's saying that the brother that he had a relationship with made him say this to the police.
Now, not made him say this because, so I believe in, this is where, the details get a little shoddy. But I believe when the attack happened, they were actually spewing all this negative stuff, and maybe they struck him from behind and knocked him out while screaming this stuff, so they wouldn't know that it was them. But after he screamed hate crime and they arrested the people who attacked him, it turned out to be these boys.
Okay, that makes sense. That I can see that being true, right?
I mean,
your jealous boyfriend beat you up.
I've heard a lot and seen a lot of jealousy stories
yells
play out
a lot of crazy
ways.
things in order for you to feel like it's somebody else.
Right.
Yeah. And then naturally he goes and reports it, and then when he reports it, the police investigate, searching video cameras, all that stuff, and
I mean, you got to give it up for these brothers.
They turned themselves in. Is that how they got them or something?
No, they found them at an airport, I think. They picked them up at an airport somewhere.
Trying to leave?
Yeah.
Oh.
So I got to hand it to him, because no matter how this played out, if you caught him unaware, like at 3 a.m. in Chicago at a Subway, okay,
Subway is open that late in Chicago in some places.
That's for sure.
That's for 24-hour Subway, which is crazy.
Yeah. I mean, we've been to a few 24-hour Subways. They're usually connected to gas stations.
Not in Chicago.
No, not in Chicago, which is why, again, this is one of them ones. But it's I gotta hand it to the brothers, because no matter how he reported this, he was gonna look like an idiot if he thought this was a hate crime, and it turns out these were two of the blackest dudes we've ever seen. Now, even if they go to jail or prison, his reputation is always tarnished, because you said it was a hate crime, and these are niggeros. Like, these are not just black folks; these are niggeros.
They black.
They are midnight.
No question,
man.
Yeah. Wow.
So this, if that is true, and they say they're going to appeal. So if that is true, I mean, it's not that outlandish. What you think?
I said it's true. I agree.
You agree?
That's plausible.
It is plausible.
That's plausible. I can believe it. Now, at the point when he finds out that, or the police find out who it is, and he finds out who it is, was that his story when he found out, or that's the story he's saying now when he took the stand?
Now,
you see what I'm saying?
That I'm not sure, because this happened in January 2019, so almost 3 years ago now.
So this is the first time that he is saying
this in public, on a public stand.
Yeah.
So I don't know if this might have been a story, because remember, the charges were dropped. I think last year this charges were dropped, and they were gonna leave it alone and move on.
Man, I can see it then.
You know what I'm saying? The case was I think the case was reopened because they found that video of them rehearsing.
Of them rehearsing what?
Apparently they found a video of Jussie and these two brothers meeting up and rehearsing what they would do and how it would go down.
Oh.
I don't know if Jussie had an answer for that, but
ooh.
That's what I think. That's what reopened the case.
That's what they're saying. He knew it was in the whole time.
I think so.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
You can't explain that one away, Desi.
I mean, no, you can't. No, you can't.
Can't explain a rehearsal away.
No, you can't. You are
surprised,
absolutely right.
Yeah, but
yeah.
Ooh, that's a tough one.
Yes,
that's
a
tough one.
Yes, it is.
Dang, Jussie.
What will you do, Jussie Smollett? Well, thoughts and prayers to Jussie Smollett and the whole Smollett family.
Yeah.
I wonder how Journey is taking all this, because, after all this happened, Lovecraft Country was canceled.
Really?
I don't know if this was a direct correlation or any correlation, but it was canceled after a very successful season.
I mean, but everybody died. I'm sorry if you haven't seen Lovecraft Country. I'm sorry, but I think it was a 1-season thing.
Well, I feel like if
the main dude died,
if it was a 1-season thing, they wouldn't like publicize it as being canceled. It would just be done. But they've been saying that the show has been canceled for the second season. But I'm just wondering how the Smouye family is taking all of this.
Yeah. It's never easy when someone is going through something like this. I'm sure.
Shoot, it's not easy navigating Hollywood, man. This is crazy. This is crazy.
I would never want my life to be as public as some people allow their lives to be. I would not. I would be like, you know how like some actors and musicians, they live elsewhere. I would live elsewhere. That would be me, bro.
Honestly, bro, I've been thinking about that a lot. When I was in high school, I met these folks that were really famous in like China, basically everywhere overseas, and they're famous everywhere but the United States. So they stay in the United States and then they go travel and make their connections that way.
That's cool. Hey, maybe that's us. Maybe we're famous overseas and we just don't know it yet.
Fam, if we are famous overseas, send sponsors this way, because it's something about these folks that they just don't want to rock with us. But in the meantime, in between time, we rock with ourselves super heavy. You feel what I'm talking about?
Yes.
So, Rick, tell the people what you got going on, or tell the people about the movie you want them to see.
Oh, what's today?
Today is the 10th, December 10th.
It is the 10th. Today is the day. Go check out The Encounter, Amazon Prime. I got to screen it. It was interesting. It's heady. You got to come in with an open mind. Good stuff. Riz Ahmed, Octavia Spencer. It was an honest movie. It was deep. The consequences of war and what could possibly happen.
Did you like the movie? Are you still refraining? Because it's out now.
It wasn't my type of my cup of tea. I usually like, if it's gonna be dark and sad, then I need to prepare myself. I wasn't prepared, but it's all good.
Is it as hopeless as For Color Girls Who Considered Suicide When the Rainbow Wasn't Enough? Have you seen that movie? Tyler Perry did an adaptation of that play. And
was brother, that the when one I tell with you, Oprah Winfrey?
She's in it, I think. No, yeah. I think she's in it. Janet Jackson's in it. And some other folks.
I think I've seen a scene or two of it somehow, but once again, not my cup of tea. But, great actors acting, doing their thing, conveying a wonderful message. And, shout out to all the people who serve or who have served or who are serving actively in our country. And my heart goes out to the people who deal with the consequences of war mentally.
Yeah, I can feel that. Shout out to The Encounter. I might watch it tomorrow with my wife and maybe my mom. My mom likes really sad, hopeless movies.
Bro, I can't do it.
I can't either, but my mom really finds something special in these.
Yeah, I mean, women like to cry. That's the heartfelt stuff, the tough stuff.
That's a lot for me, boy.
Yeah, it's tough. Usually, I'm a sci-fi action guy.
Yeah. Well, I tell you this, TEAKWOOD has a show coming up.
on December 23rd.
December 23rd. Our host just dropped out as of last week.
Okay.
So we are we're hostless. We're not necessarily hopeless, but we're hostless in these mean streets. But the show will go on December 23rd at 7 p.m. at Gallery 992 in the heart of the historic West End. We are having a Christmas show for you and yours. I need everybody to come out. Tell a friend to tell a friend
to come out,
meet you here at Gallery 992 Ralph David Abernathy Boulevard, 7
right off of 20 West, people.
Right off of 20 West. $20 is the cover charge. Links in my bio at Desi Raines on Instagram, DESIRAINES. You can find it on Joy Conaway's Instagram and the We Are TEAKWOOD Instagram bio link. Come out and have a good time, man. We're having good music. We're having good fun, good food, good wine. What more can you ask for at this point? Come out, tell your friends, tell your mom, tell your dog. It's time to go to TEAKWOOD on December 23rd at 992. Church.
Tell your dog. Tell him.
Let him know. Let him know, because he deserves to know that Jesus is the reason for the season. Amen. Come on, Rick. Let's get back into the action.
I'm trying to remember what the beat was for that song. I just heard it earlier. I literally heard it earlier.
It goes like this. Ding, angels we have heard on earth. Scott.
Okay, that's it. Yeah.
Come on, baby. I grew up on Kirk Franklin Christmas, bro.
Chris Franklin. Oh,
I
Lord.
grew up on Kris Kringle, baby.
That's his son name, right, Chris?
Let's go there. Give me your top 5 Christmas records. Or 5 is too much because I just thought about it. I don't know if I know 5. Give me your top 3 Christmas records for you and yours.
Besides the obvious ones, I feel like there's a lot of them that are always just like everybody defaults to This Christmas or the Mariah Carey situation.
Are those your favorites?
No. I'm saying I hear commonly among our culture, our folks, that those are some of their favorites. It's stuff you got to play every year at different parties. It's This Christmas, and it's what is Mariah Carey's All
I Want for Christmas Is You.
Yeah. That's some places I think it's banned in some places because they don't want to hear it no more.
Well, too bad, because
it's gonna play
every year, fam.
It's gonna play every year for certain.
It's gonna be on every one of your commercials. You better stay with it. But what are your top 3? Because do you do Christmas albums or are we doing just Christmas songs?
If I had to pick one album, I listen to one Christmas album every year. It's the Israel, A Timeless Christmas album.
Is that fire?
Ooh, yeah.
I have not listened to that. I'm about to download that right now.
Yeah.
Timeless Christmas, Israel.
Yeah. He's cold-blooded to begin with, but
that's period.
It's got this just, the all-stars on it, so it's cold-blooded, bro. Honestly, if I'm going like the classic, Jackson 5 Christmas stuff, of course. There was somebody's stuff that I heard the other day who did. It'll definitely surprise you if you hop on Apple Music and Spotify and just hop on and like holiday R&B, you'll be surprised at some people's versions of different songs. It's like, man, this is actually really, really dope.
Yeah.
Man. I mean, we listen to a lot of classical, like classic Motown and that type of stuff as far as around my house growing up. That and I mean, yeah, the Jackson 5 stuff is like really the top in Israel for me, at least. Latrista likes a little bit more like, Christmas trap. That's what she puts me on.
Really?
Because she's from Atlanta,
Hey,
yeah, bro.
You already know.
She put me on I was like Atlanta Christmas trap stuff, bro. It was funny.
Did she put you onto the Love Renaissance Christmas album?
No, you put me onto that.
Yes, I did.
Mm-hmm.
We enjoyed that together.
Mm-hmm.
That 12 Days of Trapness is still ringing in my house, my boy.
Nah, but she likes a lot more like 90s Christmas stuff. I can't even remember some of the stuff she likes to play.
So what you gonna get that boy for Christmas? So what you gonna get that boy? Yeah, boy.
Yeah.
So my top 3 Christmas albums of all time.
All time. Ever.
I gotta give it to Jackson 5.
It's hard to top.
It's hard. They covered all bases. They had skits. They had.
Oh, they did.
They let Jermaine lead a few records.
Oh.
And then you got Lil Michael, so you can't lose.
You can't lose.
Yeah, they had them going, and they had all the brothers singing on one of these. Frosty the Snowman, Up on the Housetop. Like, man, you can't get no better than these things, bro. Honestly, Jermaine's rendition of "Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas" is the rendition I sing if somebody asked me to sing it. Legit, bro. Legit. To this day, it was a beautiful rendition, bro.
Perfect.
So I gotta give it Jackson 5 first and foremost. And then I gotta give it to Pentatonix.
Oh.
I mean, they've been coming hard every Christmas for about a good 9 or 10 years. Something ridiculous like that. But their very first Christmas EP is really
fire,
really incredible, bro.
They're still touring, right?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
That's cool.
Absolutely. They actually just put out a Christmas album.
Recently, they just put out a Christmas album. Everybody,
it's called Evergreen. It's not bad. They got some hot takes on there. But the first Christmas EP from them is gonna go down in history for me.
Okay.
And number 3, gotta give it to Kirk. Gotta hand it to him. I gotta hand it to the man, Kirk Whalum. I'm kidding. I gotta hand it to Kirk Franklin.
You don't listen to Kirk Whalum.
But I know his name, and he's a pretty good whatever he does. But
he's amazing.
Kirk Franklin's Christmas record is, I mean, his flip on Silent Night is so.
It's a classic.
It's so July. Like, it's so Christmas in July type. Like, you can play that record on an island somewhere and be fine. Legit.
Is Kirk like the predecessor to the newer version of Kanye? And how, like, whenever we were listening to Kirk Franklin when we were younger, our parents didn't like it because he flipped a bunch of songs that they knew when they were younger. Especially like Stomp. They didn't like Stomp at all, bro. The old school, they didn't like it at all. It was controversial to like Kirk Franklin when it was that time.
But Kirk wouldn't be the new Kanye. Kanye would be the new Kirk.
That's what I'm saying. I said it backwards. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
You see what I'm saying? But well, I'm saying Kirk is the predecessor to like what Kanye has now like walked fully through the door in, flipping songs and just making them Christian lyrics, like we used to do on the bus when we're riding somewhere back when I was in private school. Just change the lyrics. But now,
would I go that far,
bro? This man Kirk Franklin has song like Stomp, bro, and I mean Stomp was like the first one that was like
but Kanye ain't doing
our parents
that,
had that look like wait a minute, hold on, this is this is already song. He just
how do you see, let me ask you, how do you see Kanye being that today?
Because with the Sunday Service Choir, most of those songs that weren't his originals, he just flipped the songs.
On the Sunday Service Choir, none of those songs were original.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That he just songs. Flipped them. Yeah. No, some of them were old songs. Some of them they did some like the Chick-fil-A joint or whatever. That's original. But I'm saying like besides the old.
But that's not on Sunday Service. That's on Kanye's record.
Okay, but they still did it. But I'm saying like instead of the old gospel songs, some of the stuff that they were doing was like flipping songs, bro.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I can't remember any of them off the top of my head, but it was like, wait a minute, that's that's the same thing Kirk was doing whenever he kind of broke open that door. It was controversial.
I can feel that for sure.
Kanye,
I don't know if he would be. I don't know if he would
Drake.
Be that guy. I don't know if he would be Kirk today, but I can see your point. But speaking of Kanye, Mr. West and Mr. Graham have come together on a Prime special, a live concert.
They did
for the benefit of Mr. Larry Hoover.
Yeah.
Trying to free him from prison after how long has it been? Like 40
I know nothing about
years.
I know nothing about the situation. I would have to have somebody explain it to me. What who he is in relation to Kanye?
He's no one in relation to Kanye.
No relation. He just
no relation. Larry Hoover was a big a black kingpin, basically. Back in the 70s, 80s, I believe. I'm only saying 70s, 80s because his son has recently gone on Drink Champs to say that he hasn't seen his father free since he was a child, and he's like 45 or something ridiculous like that. His kids, his son's kids have never seen their grandfather free. And so apparently he's in prison for a reason.
What? Why exactly is he in prison?
Let's it's a smooth Google. Smooth Google. Give me a second. Larry Hoover charges. Hoover is gone serving 6 life sentences for his role as the murderous and ruthless chairman of Chicago's feared Gangster Disciples criminal organization. In 1997, he was convicted of murder, conspiracy, extortion, money laundering, and other federal charges.
He killed how many people?
I don't know if there's a number on it, but a lot.
He killed them, or he was just
he was responsible for
them.
But you've heard of GD before. You've heard of Gangster Disciples.
I have indeed heard of the Gangster Disciples, not to be confused with the Gospel Gangsters, the old school Christian rap group that I used to listen to when it was controversial. Show my age here. Carry on.
No, we're not just gonna ride past that. We're gonna have to park the car for a sec.
They came to my church one time. It was great.
You were part of a group called the
No. I wasn't part of a group. I used to listen to. Yeah, like when like the beginning era of Christian hip hop, there were some interesting groups that were out. And some of the local Nashville rappers and rap groups would collab with people, bring them into town. Mm-hmm. Let me see who was it. Mike E was one of the artists back then. Who else? I used to listen to Cross Movement, but not to be confused. Like I said, Gospel Gangsters was the Christian rap group. Gospel Gangsters.
I'm just wondering right now.
They were West Coast.
I'm just wondering right now, who is confusing Gangster Disciples with Gospel Gangsters? How are we on this conversation? How do we pivot here right now?
I mean, I just had to put it out there. Didn't want people to disassociate.
Well, because I know this is common, guys. Gangster Disciple has no affiliation to the Gospel Gangsters, okay? Now, if all hearts and minds are clear, we can move on from that stumbling block right there.
Let me see. Hold on. Hold on.
This guy.
Look. I think I'm running
this way. Oh, this is hilarious, bro. Are you about to play us some Gospel Gangsters?
Hey, bro, they were a real group.
Church.
I was controversial back in my day.
Yeah. Okay, so we've all heard of the Gangster Disciples. Again, not to be confused with the Gospel Gangsters, the same gangster name. But he apparently was the chairman of this gang, this street gang, criminal organization.
Okay,
and he got caught. So he's not in there.
Right. He's no longer affiliated with the gang. He's no longer affiliated with the disciples.
Larry Hoover will always be affiliated with GD.
Okay. I'm just trying to figure out why Kanye
when you
wants
have
to
Rick
free
Ross,
Larry.
When you got Rick Ross in there, in life, posing as you. I think I'm Big Mitch. Larry Hoover. Whipping work. Hallelujah. Larry Hoover's son said on there is like, we appreciate Rick Ross for doing that, but you really didn't help our case here.
Yeah, no, definitely not. But I'm just trying to figure out.
I think I'm trying to figure out the same thing. Like, why are we trying to free him?
Why are we trying to free Larry? I'm really trying to put this together. Kim is just doing great things, freeing people who are innocent, getting their life together. And Kanye is doing giant concerts in LA trying to free Larry Hoover.
Don't miss the forest for the trees, though. The whole hip hop community has come together to try to free Larry Hoover.
This is
the entire
interesting.
Community. Okay, this has been a big thing for a good little minute, but they've just recently started parading his son around to interviews, speaking on his father's behalf. My thing is this:
has he done his time? How much is a life? Is 20, right?
Life sentence?
Yeah.
How long is a life sentence? How long is a life sentence?
I thought it was 20. While we search, are you searching for things in your life?
Oh my God. This is not going to help my search.
Welcome to the Agreed Podcast. What is it called? Counseling sessions with Rick.
Stop.
As we take time to search for the answers for the meaning
in most of the
life.
United States, a life sentence means a person in prison for 15 years with a chance for parole. It can be confusing to hear a man sentenced to life, but then 15 years later they are free.
So he's done his time. That's why they're trying.
No.
You said 2 life sentences. That's 30 years. Carry the 1.
6 life
minus
sentences.
2. My bad.
90 years is
Never
what
mind.
We're talking about here.
Okay, well.
He has nowhere near completed his sentence.
I'm definitely confused.
He has nowhere near completed his sentence. He's got rough. 6 of the bad boys.
Okay.
But I'm just as confused as you. I don't understand.
Okay.
And I don't want to step on no toes here. Forget it. Nobody listens to us anyway.
You're right.
I don't understand.
I was about to say, we could just, at this point, we can just keep doing these and have a good time.
Amass 1 million followers, we'll delete this episode. Sure. Matter of fact,
when Spotify pays us
we'll
millions.
Delete this later.
But we're all about love on this podcast, everybody. Just remember
all about
that.
It.
We love you.
Because we believe in Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
And he is love. Amen.
Mm.
But
amen.
I just don't understand what we gain from releasing him outside of this one person being able to see his descendants. Because that's what they're, in my mind, or to me, that's what they're hinging all of this off of. Like, they're like really trying to appeal to parents who love their kids, and the thought of not being able to see your kids or even your grandkids at all.
That would be rough.
That would be rough. But why is this the case? I believe this is because of decisions Lawrence made for himself.
I'm just trying to figure out why as well. I really am.
Look, my brother is in prison now.
So what kind of does he still have, I guess, I'm assuming, connections to be able to appeal to the rap community for everybody to rally around him?
He's the leader of the gangster disciples.
Right.
And rap is dominated by gangster rap.
I'm just thinking, like, are they reaching out or are the rappers reaching out and supporting the love for him?
It's both.
Or is it both ways?
It's both ways.
Okay. It's both ways.
What I was about to say, my brother is in prison now. For he's still got a little time on the sentence. But I say free him because I want him free, but I also know why he's in there. Like, I'm not expecting people to see my hashtag and then go petition to free my brother from prison because he did what he did. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
you got to serve the time for what you did. That's just how these things work. Yes, I want him free. But I wouldn't, like say the government has to do this. It's like, well, you got to get your time in. You know what I mean?
I hear you.
Am I making sense?
You are making sense. You're speaking from your personal experience. So,
is that weird though to say? Like, I'm just not understanding why. Like, this man is responsible for a lot of death in our community.
No, I agree.
Why then?
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
All right.
But what do you think, Rick? Do you think Larry Hoover should be free?
Bro, I have agreed with you this entire time.
well, let me ask you this. Do you see
I don't know.
Do you have like dang, I don't even know how to ask this without sounding crazy. But
I don't have experience with this. You have experience with this. So I'm going with your experience, and your experience is speaking from a truthful perspective of this is what it is. Like, as my brother, I'm assuming Kanye knows this person in some way, or Drake knows this person. They have to have some type of relationship with them to put on a whole concert.
I think people have a relationship with his son. I think people know his son. Okay. Larry Hoover Jr., I think is his name. I think.
I don't know what the significance is, so I can't really speak to it, but I don't know. There might be something that he's done for the community to make amends for.
Is there anything you could do?
Now listen, man. I'm just as confused as you are. I'm trying to, like enough. You say, I'm trying to give people the benefit of the doubt. So if he's got the rap community behind him and these rappers keep wanting to free him, there's got to be something, I guess, that we're missing.
Well, in rap, people can go away literally for murder, and we want them freed. So we'll wear t-shirts.
Yeah, you're right.
That's the culture.
You're right.
Ooh, I wanted to ask you this. Okay. I'm pivoting hard.
Pivoting.
I've been seeing a lot of questions like online, like memes or something. You know those memes that pose questions that should make you think or whatever. Yeah.
Everybody's philosophical these days.
And this ain't even philosophical, bro. This is one of them ones. It's just like, would you slap your mother for $500 million? Like, would you push your brother off of a ledge for $1 million?
They really make you think.
Would you kill your best friend?
Oh, Lord.
For $1 billion?
Which one did you see?
Brother, everybody is like, well, my mama understand. I'm going to just have to slap her for this $500 million.
Oh, wow.
We talk about $1 billion. I'm going to have to do that.
I bet you mamas are saying the same thing. I would slap my kids.
Fam, my question then becomes like, where do we draw the line? Is there anything we won't do for money?
Listen, mama slapped me in the face for that money. Please, $5 billion. I'm in. Elon Musk money. Let's go.
But would you smack your mother for $500 million?
No, I wouldn't hit her, but I would tell her, listen, hit me.
That's not the stipulation. You can't change the stipulation.
Can we reverse this so my mom can hit me?
No, you got to hit your mother or the bet's off.
Nah, not doing it, bro.
Bruh, I feel like we are part of the minority, dog. Like,
we are. That's probably why people don't listen to us, because we're not outrageous and do crazy stuff and say crazy stuff. And we're not willing to do everything for money.
There it is.
There's only one thing that we're willing to do for money. That is shout out these sponsors, because if you really want to sponsor us, we may decide to do some things for just a little bit of money, moolah, merch. We can support your brand, and you can support ours. It's just a beautiful mutual thing. By the time you actually listen to this, we'll have a few more listens.
Yeah, we will.
More subscribers.
Yes, we will.
Just a few more. Just a tad, but for right now, that's the only thing that we would do for money. But besides that, no, I would not slap anyone in my immediate family. After that, Everyone has their price. How about you?
Would I slap my mom for $1 million for 500 million? No. And honestly, my mom would probably be like, "Boy, you're dumb. Slap me." But man, money is not the thing for me. I would like to be comfortable. You know what I'm saying? I like to have enough money to do what I want, when I want, and how I want.
Yeah.
But it ain't that serious.
Mm-mm.
It ain't that serious.
Mm-mm.
You know, because now my mom can never look at me the same. I can never look at my mom the same.
Not at all.
You know what I mean?
But once again, I would tell them, please, can we reverse this? And my mom would definitely slap me for sure.
Bro, my mom would slap me for free. That's not a test.
Okay, for free? Yeah, I do. That's hilarious. I hope your mom listens to this.
Nah, man. She ain't got this kind of time. We can talk for like an hour and a half.
I ain't got no time for no podcast. Boy, you better get in the house and clean.
Now, would I slap my dad? Now, that's a whole nother story. You know?
Okay, let's not get deep.
No. I would
the
never.
Meme said mom.
I would never. Nobody in my family, bro. I don't even.
The meme said mom, bro. You can't change family member.
You're right.
Since I can't reverse it.
But even if it was my dad, I wouldn't do it.
Like I said, no one in my immediate family.
But if you had to slap me for 500 million, would you do it?
Desi, let's split this money, bro.
Oh no, nigga, I need that in writing. We're gonna sign a contract.
Y'all are giving us how much money?
To you, $250 to me.
Desi, we just hit the jackpot, bro. We just hit the jackpot. That's what I'm saying, bro. Listen,
look, we'd never be virtual again. You better say
it's gonna hurt now, but listen, this is for the both of us. Okay.
Rick would never play for a church ever again, dog. He would be out of here.
I would be here in my studio.
Yeah, I mean, day in, day out. Look at that gamer chair. He's ready for Grand Theft Auto Online.
Hey, man, you know, we're here. That's about a good stopping point for me.
No Alec Baldwin? We can't do Alec?
Ooh.
We're skipping Alec? Let's touch Alec real quick. Because we told the people last week that we would watch this thing and we would come back and talk about it.
Not only did I watch that interview, but I watched as many YouTube experts as I could that explained not only his interview. They had the same gun that he would have on set, a replica of the same gun. He had a Colt 45. This person had a PETA. He loaded the gun. He showed you the 5 different positions that the hammer can be in. I'm an expert now, by the way.
Come on, YouTube ready. University, baby. You know
so
the vibes.
He put the hammer in the 5 different positions that it can be in, and he was showing you that there's no way that if Alec Baldwin said that he pulled the hammer back as far as he could without shooting the gun. And he said he didn't pull the trigger. But what the person was explaining was that it's once you cock the hammer back all the way or in a position that's past halfway, it's not going to move forward. The firing pin is back here on the hammer on those older guns. It's not going to move forward at all once it's past the halfway position until you squeeze the trigger very gently and sensitively, and that will allow you to move the hammer back to the 0 position. So he said 0 was, all the way, and then it was like 1 is a 1/16 of an inch, a 2 was halfway pretty much, 3, 4, and like he showed the positions and he showed all the way, and he was like, the gun will not fire unless you squeeze the trigger once it's past halfway. And
so hold on real quick
that explain that as well.
Before you move on, for the people that haven't seen this interview, Alec Baldwin had, because we said on here that he says that he did not pull the trigger.
He says that he did not.
But
pull the
on
trigger.
this interview, he said that that Helena Hutchins, the woman that was killed, was telling him where to point the gun for her shot, and it just so happened that she said stop where she was, and he said that in the scene I pulled the hammer. Would you like to see that on here as well? And she said yes, and he was like, "Is this good? Is this good? Is this good?" She said stop. He let the hammer go, and the gun was fired. That's what he says in this interview.
That's what he says happened.
But you're saying now that these experts are saying once you pull the hammer back to a certain
on some of those old guns, I think this gun that's a replica and the Colt 45, the firing pin is back here. It's attached to the hammer. It's not on newer guns. It's like a floating firing pin that's inside, so you're not going to see the firing pin back here on the hammer. So once you get past halfway, there's 0, there's a 16th of an inch, that's position 1, there's 2, there's halfway or whatever. And he says in the interview, I pulled the hammer all the way back as far as I could without pulling the trigger, right?
Whoa.
The expert shows you that no matter what's happening with the hammer here, he had a live round in there or whatever. Obviously he was on the gun range, but he was just showing you everything, because he showed you put one bullet in, you make a space, or you skip a hole, you put the other 4 bullets in. So there's only 5 bullets in the gun that's got 6 positions, or not positions, but room for 6 or whatever, because when you're riding as a cowboy, you have it cocked and loaded, but it's in one of the slots that has an empty bullet, so you're not going to accidentally shoot yourself.
Right.
So he shows all this stuff, but yeah, he shows that like even when you let go of the hammer, if it's past halfway, it's not going to push all the way in on its own. You have to gently squeeze the trigger in order to get it to go all the way in. That's the only way that would work, right? So he absolutely had to. And people in these videos, the experts, they're like, it's negligence. So whatever ramifications there are, but there's definitely 100%, most definitely going to be in this trial. They're probably going to bring in gun experts to show this exact same thing, that you have to pull the trigger in order to get the hammer, once it's past halfway, in order to get the hammer all the way back in. It doesn't just fire on its own.
Knowing what we know now, because he said something real interesting on the thing. Who do you sit down? George, is it George or Stephanopoulos? George Stephanopoulos.
I think that's it.
Sat down with Buddy, and Buddy asked him. Buddy said, so what is the responsibility of an actor? Because this whole interview, Alec took every possibility to hand the responsibility off to somebody else.
Yes.
That's what it seemed like to me. But he asked him, so
as
what
he
is
should, as you would.
Yeah, for sure. But
it's the truth.
And he says, as the actor, what is your responsibility in this? What is the actor's responsibility in handling firearms on set? Or what is your responsibility on set in general? And he says, to do what they told me to do. That is my responsibility. And if the director of cinematography, because I believe George Clooney has come out as like, I always check the gun. If ever I'm handling a gun on any set, I always check the gun. I never, I show it to the people. I show it to everybody. I don't ever, basically bashing Alec Baldwin.
Yeah.
But he says like, but when the director of cinematography is telling you what to do for her shot, you do what they say to do. And if she asks me to pull the hammer back, I'm going to pull the hammer back. And if I let it go and this is what happened, then this is not on me. So my question to you, is this on Alec, or is this on that 24-year-old girl, the armor girl, or the the AD, the assistant director?
Honestly, I watched the interview and I watched an actor who has a love for acting. I did not watch a gun expert in that interview. Like that's, to me, that's what I saw Alec Baldwin as. So it definitely makes sense that he would not know unless he watched the same video that I watched. But the only reason that I watched that video is because of his interview. I doubt that he was watching gun safety videos coming into this movie, especially because he's been in so many movies where he's had to hold a gun. And all he's done as an actor, his entire acting career, is do as he's been instructed to do. And if he doesn't own a gun on his own and know about that stuff, it's really tough to know about gun safety,
right?
Gun practices, all that stuff. But I do know anytime that I've been around anyone who owns a gun, they are very safe. They show you, they empty every chamber of every gun every single time, and they show you that this gun is unloaded, whatever, and I'm never going to point it at anyone, X, Y's, and Z's or whatever. So it does make sense that George Clooney, I don't know if he owns his own guns, but what he's saying is plausible as well. Like when he gets a gun on set, he empties it and he shows everybody this is a unloaded gun. Now, I will say with the gun that Alec Baldwin was apparently holding, the Colt 45, the gun expert also showed you how you can easily see that the gun is loaded. But he also, George Clooney, going back to him, he also said that dummy rounds are really tough to tell the difference between real rounds because there's a small hole in the back of the dummy rounds. But you're not going to know if people have removed the gunpowder or not unless you're trained to look for that or you're used to looking at bullets. So
I honestly don't know who to like. I don't know if I can point a finger at anybody.
No one is to blame. Right, I don't think anyone is to blame, but
somebody put a live round in there.
Well, I don't think it's,
or would they be to blame?
Round situation. No, I don't think it was a live round situation. I don't think it was a real bullet.
They said it was a real bullet.
Really?
In the interview, they said it was a real bullet. Like the girl, he said that he didn't know that it was that serious until he was in the interrogation, and homegirl or whoever was interrogating him slid the phone like, this is what we took out of this guy's shoulder, because apparently two people were shot.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
bro, I don't what that's still confusing to me that it went off and he was confused after she went down and after the director was screaming out in pain.
Well, he said that before, when he was handed the gun, he was told that it was a cold gun. It was not a live gun.
Right.
So he in his and if we're believing what he says about him not pulling the trigger, in his mind, he did not pull the trigger. He just lifted the hammer back and let it go, and there was a loud bang. And then she fell out. So he said that he thought she might have fainted because of the loud sound. Everybody was so close, nobody had earmuffs.
Yeah, no one had earplugs. Yeah.
And buddy who got shot in the shoulder, he didn't understand why he was screaming in pain until.
Yeah, bro. If that's not a clue right there, like, obviously something is wrong.
But if you didn't pull the trigger,
I know.
I can see how he would have been.
But you still feel the gun
befuddled by that debacle.
Yeah, but you still feel the gun go off in your hand. What I'm saying is, according to the gun experts, he's lying. And it's not, obviously it's tough to swallow, but in order to get, if you cock the hammer back as you're instructed to do past halfway, you have to squeeze the trigger in order to get the gun to even fire. So what he's saying is a bold-faced lie, basically, is what the experts are saying. So he knows that he has to squeeze the trigger in order to get it past halfway, because you can feel it in your hand. It's not going to fire. If you let it go past, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's super tough. So you can't just run with not only, well, I didn't pull the trigger. It really makes no sense at all to me that as a human being, you see someone go down in front of you, you hear somebody else screaming in pain, and you're confused as to what just happened. Obviously, this gun just went off, and I would be completely shocked that a Colt 45, a very powerful gun, went off in my hands. Like, I don't know, there would be some type of shock, some type of surprise, some type of, I cannot believe this just happened. Like, this gun just went off, y'all.
It was also revealed by somebody.
Just went down in front of me.
It was also revealed by somebody who quit like the day before the shooting.
That there was another.
That there were two accidental discharges before this one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No one did their research on this, but how could you know? If you're just an actor, or if you're an inexperienced, which apparently this was this armorer's second movie, as far as being the armorer for the movie, the lead gun handler, as far as for weapons.
Yeah.
This was her second movie, and this is a specialized old school gun situation. So unless these people knew the 5 positions and knew the safety, knew how to look behind the gun and see if it was loaded, knew that you put 1 bullet in, you skip a hole, put the other 4 in. If it's ever cocked and loaded, it's loaded in the empty position. So I would not have known all of those things. If no one knew this on this film, that's exactly how those discharges happened. People not knowing the sensitivity of pulling the trigger, and how to sensitively pull a trigger and gently release the hammer back to the 0 position. There's no way I could do that. As an inexperienced actor, just handling a gun someone tells me to handle, there's no way. So it's not his fault, but he was definitely doing what he was told, for sure. But I think ultimately they're going to find whoever I guess they got their bad guy, whoever the AD was or something. I don't know. But that's crazy.
Ooh, well, thoughts and prayers to the family of Helena Hutchins, her children, her husband. Shoot, Alec Baldwin, man,
it's crazy.
The armor girl,
it's
the
crazy.
AD, all them. Like, this case is nowhere near over. So it's not even started. So
neither is the Ghislaine Maxwell case.
Oh, are we going here? Are we going here?
I just did the Twilight Zone. Why did I do the Twilight Zone?
Because that is the like quintessential sound for like impending doom.
Very quickly, since we talked about it before we started recording,
it's about to be over with,
bro.
Pretty soon here.
See, she's super rich. There's no way it's gonna be fake prison, like Martha Stewart prison. Forget
super rich. The people that are implicit in these crimes run so
think
high
she's gonna take down
the
more
totem
people?
pole.
Oh,
that if she goes down,
she's going down swinging. She's bringing everybody down.
Brother, you have no choice.
Ooh.
I'm gonna have to air out everybody. We're gonna start with Prince Andrew.
Oh, you think they're going to get Prince Andrew?
We're going to go then to Bill Clinton.
You think they're going to get Bill Clinton?
Fam, it's so many people in Epstein's black book that have been on this trip, that have been on this plane with him, that have been to this island with him. And he kept a very detailed record of everybody that has ever partied with him ever.
I don't think they're going to be able to extend it to the secret island, though, right? Aren't they investigating just like the Florida ones
so far?
Again, yeah.
So far,
it's crazy.
So far,
it's crazy.
But there's some girls that have been like on like the Netflix documentaries and all the documentaries about Epstein that have decided not to testify against Ghislaine.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, fam, you can't do a whole documentary against this man, and then when it's time to show up, you don't show up.
Oh, because I mean, it's scary, man. Going to a federal trial situation. Is it federal?
Yeah.
Going to a federal trial situation is a lot different than going to Netflix in LA or them coming to you. It's a lot different, bro.
Ooh, you
got to be super brave to go testify against a super rich, powerful person that you probably know the inner workings of their secret island and all this stuff. Nah, man, I'm good. I'm just going to live out the rest of my life in ambiguity and have nothing to do with y'all. Move on with my life. I'm moving out the country. That's what I would do.
Do you know a guy by the name of Andrew Schultz? Or
that's a comedian, right?
Yeah.
I've seen
he has a podcast with Charlemagne called The Brilliant Idiots.
Oh, Brilliant Idiots.
And then he has another podcast by himself, and he had Hassan Minhaj on here. And they were just saying, like, how are the men that went to this island any different from anyone who likes to, I don't know, have a bachelor party in Colombia where it is well known that the prostitutes there are underage?
I don't know. Except for the fact that they're rich and they're powerful. They're connected to government, countries, the safety and security of hundreds, thousands, millions of people. Not to say that these people don't go down, but hey, man, there's a lot of stuff that we don't know. There's things that exist for rich people that do not exist for us. That is for sure.
Yeah, so I don't know. Everything.
Yeah. I mean, so
like
who knows?
Like life,
who knows
liberty, and the pursuit of happiness is for rich people. Not
who knows what's going to happen with old Ghislaine Maxwell.
Ugh.
Who knows? It's going to be crazy. I'm watching.
Yeah,
I'm definitely watching. Yeah, I've stayed away from everything just so I can like, just kind of once it's, because I don't like to like be in limbo. Oh, this is what happened today at the trial. This is what happened. This is who testified. Once those closing arguments happen, that's when I let myself in and okay, let me watch everything. Let me see how it went down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The recap, the highlights.
Dang, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Whew. Well, with all that being said, I know my boy got to get back to his wife and kid, and I got to get back to my wife. My kids are done for the night. So this has been the Agreed Podcast. Thank y'all for tuning in once again. If you're on YouTube, like, share, subscribe, hit the bell as well.
Ring the bell.
Tell some people about it. If you're on Apple Podcasts, thank you for listening.
Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you for listening. We are appreciative.
Thank you for listening.
Wherever you're listening to this podcast, thank you for listening.
Wait, doesn't Spotify do video too? Can't we do video on Spotify? How do we do that?
Now you could do video on Apple Music as well. I just haven't figured out how to put the video on that site. So for right now, we are just on YouTube as far as videos go.
All right. We got it.
We'll figure out everything else as we go. But thank y'all for listening. We are really appreciative. For the Agreed Podcast, I am Desi Raines.
I am Rick Wilkerson.
And this has been Agreed. TEAKWOOD. Peace out, mother lovers.